Every good series has a turning point, and the fifth book in the Dungeon Crawl Carl series, The Butcher's Masquerade, is that turning point in my opinion. It is that moment where there is not necessarily a tone shift, but a shift in the stakes, a shift in the depth that you are given in character, and a shift in the timeline of the story itself. This book felt like a payoff for a lot of storylines that were going on in the previous books, and it hit all the marks that you want in just a novel in general. Like the characters were given their time in the sun. There were some storylines that were tied up. There were some storylines that were introduced. So much is building in the background when it comes to the overarching storyline that's been connecting between the different books. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there is a major plot point in this book that sort of kicks off a series of dominoes, and I love when that is done in a way that makes sense. And the fact that it took us to this point in the series to really get this, in my opinion, was because it had the amount of care that was shown going into this. This is everything I love about literature. The different bits of humanity that were shown, the sacrifice, the emotional connection. We really had some well written endings to certain storylines show up while introducing other, even bigger plot points that are coming down the road. Everything about this book was wonderfully done. I think that the aspect of showing the different moving parts between the in planet, the people coming to the planet, and then the politics of things that are happening in the universe created a three-tier cake of content, and it was wonderful. The epilogue at the end of this one made the epilogue of the fourth one seem tame in comparison. This was just, it just had so many needle drops. There was so many different big moments that were, I feel like in the previous books you might have had like like maybe two. I feel like this book had multiple, and it was great. It didn't feel like they were just thrown at you, but it all felt purposeful. I would give this 6 stars if I could, but it's gonna be 5 stars. The next book is gonna be so big that I'm worried for some of the characters, and I think the fact that this series has me worrying for characters shows that it is giving the time and effort to let us get to know the characters, and then bringing actual stakes involved, so there's not just a MacGuffin that saves important characters. Like when things make sense to happen, they happen, and that is what has been great about this series so far.